I'm Captain Ken Chapman. I'm the Area Commander of the Salvation Army here in Osceola and Orange counties. Been here 3 years, love this community. Want to tell you a little bit today about what the Salvation Army is doing. You know, since March 2020, the Salvation Army has been actively responding to the COVID-19 response. Amidst devastating losses this year, we've remained strong, we've remained flexible, and we're meeting the ever-growing demands and needs of an ever-increasing vulnerable part of our society. So 2020 in the United States marked the most significant single-year jump in poverty since the government began tracking in 1960. For more than 8 million Americans have fallen into poverty since May 2020. The pandemic has dramatically exacerbated all of our daily challenges, limited access to health care, hygiene, even groceries and basic essential supplies and medical resources. So here we are, and the need continues to grow, but we are never backing off. We're never stopping what we're doing. We never closed our doors. As a matter of fact, we didn't lay off a single employee, and God has provided for every need that we have. So we have done much with our drive-through food distribution, partnering with the Florida Department of Health to distribute the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to people who are desperately in need of it. Since 2020, March, we have served, listen to this amazing statistic, we're just about to approach 1.5 million meals. Let me say that again, 1.5 million meals that we have served since March of 2020. That's in addition to what we normally do on this campus, where we provide 300 beds of shelter night every night, where we provide rehabilitation services for men who are addicted to alcohol and drugs, and we also provide 1,000 meals a day on this campus here, the whole city block. Over 1,000 people come and go on this block every day, and that means 1,000 lives are touched by the Salvation Army every day in Orlando. In Osceola, we serve 150 meals every lunchtime. We have a medical clinic, we have a dental clinic, we have a clothes closet, we have showers available for people experiencing homelessness. We provide emotional and spiritual care. We provide an awful lot of services to meet human needs. We preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, we love inclusively, and we serve without discrimination. We are growing exponentially in our services in Osceola. We have some great partnerships forming with the government out there. We have a champion, Commissioner Peggy Chowdhury, who is really working hard for the most vulnerable of her community. So we're marching along and doing a yeoman's job out there. So many people ask me, how can I help the Salvation Army? What can we do? Well, particularly right now, while we're still responding to this COVID-19 response, we need to combat job loss, drug and alcohol addiction, homelessness, natural disasters, people being put out of their homes. A new class of people need help from the Salvation Army now. People who never thought they would need us because they're losing their jobs, they're losing their homes, they're losing their cars. So we want to step up. How can you help us? One, we have a gala that we honor people on April the 24th, where we're honoring people in the community who have helped us achieve our mission. And that is a great time for people to come and learn a lot about the Salvation Army. You can go on our website, salvationarmyorlando.org, and find out all about that big event on the 24th of April. You can join our Bed and Bread Club, where we're challenging 12,000 people in this community to give us $12 a month, which means basically $144 out of your pocket for the year. Anybody can afford that. $12 a month is 3 coffees a month. And what you're joining, though, is a club that every month we'll tell you what the Salvation Army is doing, how your money is being used, all of the ways that the community is being improved. And you're part of a group that's raising $1.7 million. When you multiply that 12,000 times 12 times 12, that's $1.7 million. That is a game changer, and it doesn't hurt anybody to do it. So, SalvationArmyOrlando.org, you can join our Bed and Bread Club. And you can go to that website, SalvationArmyOrlando.org, and there are many ways that we give you an opportunity to give. We need your hands. We need your hearts. Come and get involved with serving people who are experiencing homelessness. We provide other services such as rental and utility assistance, preventing people from being homeless. 140 youth, at-risk youth, come to our community center several times a week for a hot meal, for free lessons in music, in sports, in character building, and life skills. We're preventing homelessness with that by helping them, give them the tools while they're young, because many of them come from broken homes. Our shelters are always full. Our pantries are not always full. You can donate to the food pantry. You can come and give your time, your service. Every Tuesday we distribute 1,355 30-pound fresh food boxes of fresh food to people who are struggling with hunger. And that's part of that 1.5 million meals that we've served in over the past year. So there are many opportunities here. Here's the other thing. The Salvation Army is a big player in affordable housing. We have our William Booth and Catherine Booth Towers. William Booth Towers has been open for 41 years. Catherine Booth is about 30 years. We have 319 elderly who live in our William and Catherine Booth Towers. It's supported by HUD for an average of about $235 a month. That's everything included. And plus, we give them a food box every Tuesday. So we are taking care of the most vulnerable people in our community who need help, the elderly, those who cannot necessarily provide everything and meet all of their needs. So our mission, even though we never back down or we never apologize for preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, if you don't like our message, if you don't accept our message, we still love inclusively, we still serve without discrimination. I believe if you would come onto this campus and schedule an appointment, I would be happy to give you a tour of all the things that we're doing here on this campus at 416 West Colonial. And then right up the street we have our Adult Rehabilitation Center, where we have 120 beds, work-intensive therapy program, where men who are addicted to alcohol and drugs are in a program that restores their lives, restores them back to productivity, and restores families that have been broken apart by addiction. So when you donate to the thrift store, a couch or clothes or whatever, a household good, the profits from the sales are put immediately and directly into the rehabilitative services. As a matter of fact, the Salvation Army is the largest provider of rehabilitative services in the world. We serve in 132 countries, and we've been doing that for 156 years. We've been serving in Orlando for 101 years, and we've been serving in Osceola County for about 42 years. So we have a great history with what we do here in our community. So we need you to be a part of us. Obviously, we're always soliciting funds. We're always finding innovative ways to try to get people to give this. But I believe if you took a tour of this campus and you saw firsthand of what's happening in on this block every single day, money and resources would flow into what we need here. And so I invite you all to consider a tour of the Salvation Army here in Orlando. I'll be happy to do that personally for any of those of you who would like to sign up for that. The Salvation Army is always concerned about social issues. From the very beginning of the Salvation Army, our founder, William Booth, when he realized that the match factory had little children as young as 5 and 6 making these phosphorus matches, and the phosphorus was poison to their system. There were no child labor laws back then in 1865 in Great Britain. So William Booth, our founder, raised enough money to purchase the match factory. He removed all the children, and they were dying of this thing called phossy jaw. Their jaws would glow in the dark. And so he rescued those children, and as a result of that, all the labor laws in Great Britain changed, and to this day, the Salvation Army is still active in those kinds of pursuits. The age of consent for girls was like 12 years old. And so the founder, it was a big scandal, the founder and his son went and bought prostitutes, and it was all over the news. The Salvation Army general is buying prostitutes. but they bought them to rescue them from human trafficking. And as a result of that, Parliament raised the age of consent to 18. So the Salvation Army has been active in social issues and being a voice for those who can't speak for themselves, bringing hope to those who have lost hope. And in Orlando, we have great plans for the future. We're getting ready to gut and modernize our 2 shelters, Women and Children's Shelter, our men's shelter that also houses veterans. And by the 1st of next year, 1st of 2022, we will have brand new shelters, all up to date, all up to code, better able to serve people who are struggling in our community. And we have plans for the rest of the campus that was built in the 70s to modernize and come up to code. So we need you to be part of our army. We need you to buy into what we're trying to do. It's not save a soul mission. It's not something you've seen maybe in Guys and Dolls. This is true mission work that every day are restoring people's lives, giving people something to hold on to, allowing them to take a step forward, and we're making them more productive by finding permanent housing, educational resources, career choices, medical issues that they need taken care of. And our caseworkers and social workers do an incredible job. So come join our army. Help make Orlando and Osceola a better place to live by helping those who just need a little bit of help to get where they need to be. The Salvation Army is marching along, and we would love for you to march along with us. Come join our army and be a part. SalvationArmyOrlando.org.